This man's name is Fisher. He is about to fall from a very tall building. But what resulted to this scene will shock and amaze you. Shall we go back a little bit? Now it all started in New Orleans. Detective Danny Fisher is living a peaceful life with his beautiful wife, Molly. However, everything changes when Fisher and his partner, Detective Hank, were involved in a mission to arrest this guy, Miles Jackson. Don't forget that name, very important. Miles is an international arms dealer and a terrorist. The FBI have been tracking him for years and have not been able to capture him. But one night they finally got close to capturing this guy. On that night, Fisher and his friend are in a patrol. They get a report of the whole situation and they get in on it. They stumble upon Miles' girlfriend, Erica, who unites with her notorious boyfriend to escape the FBI. Fisher and Hank pursue after them. Eventually both of them get stopped by Fisher. Erica attempted to make a run, but she is struck by an unknown car. She immediately died on the spot. Sad Miles blames remorseful Fisher for Erica's death, and he vowed that night to revenge. As we proceed, keep enjoying more movie recaps and not miss out by hitting the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. The name of this movie is 12 Rounds. Now 1 year later, Fisher continued to live his peaceful life with Molly, unknown to him that the tide is about to turn around. They have a water leakage in the house which Molly called a plumber to come fix. She works at a hospital and has to leave for work. But just after then, Fisher receives a taunting call. Guess who was on the phone? It was Miles that was on the phone. He has escaped from prison and Fisher is shocked. On the call he informs Fisher of his plan to kidnap Molly and how he will be launching a deadly game of 12 rounds that Fisher must complete to save her. Just immediately, Miles exploded Fisher's car outside. His house too was blown immediately. Poor Fisher is left with nothing but to comply. The 12 round has just begun and launched. That was only just nothing but round 1. He is to prepare for the worst. Now we see Fisher speeding up with a car. He is trying to reach quickly to Molly, but as Fisher search, Molly cannot be found because Miles has kidnapped her. Miles put her on the phone with Fisher where she was able to give him a hint of where they are. For the next round, Fisher is told to go to where they first met on the day of the incident. They got there and found on the wall a coordinate hint. Quickly they go in their car to the location. That coordinate is Fisher's brother firehouse. All the firefighters were out by the time they got there. But an anonymous cell phone rang. It was meant for Fisher. Miles instructed him to go to a building that's currently on fire to retrieve 2 deposit boxes. These boxes have more clue to finding his wife, Molly. At this point, Fisher is angry at the FBI for not informing him of Miles escaping prison. Fisher and the firefighters finally got to the burning building. He searched and found the 2 deposit boxes, each with a countdown timer. Miles tells him on the phone that either one of these boxes is a bomb or the other is a clue to the next round. Now what is Miles going to do? He is already running out of time. To save time, he decided to jump down the building. He goes down the building by the rope which wasn't enough and had to jump down on the wood. Fisher goes ahead to take the fire truck for him to make it in time. With that much of a speed, he smashed into a lot of things on the road. Pedestrians had to make way for a loosed fire truck. On getting there, the clock timer ran out quickly telling Fisher which one exactly was a bomb. Fisher threw the bomb in the river and it exploded. They cut open the other deposit box and got the next clue that would lead them to a hotel. This is going even more intense as Fisher and the FBI goes into the hotel. They searched the CCTV footage where they found Miles interrogating with a staff in charge of the elevator system. Fisher quickly rushed to find Willie and extract whatever info Miles must have gave to ignorant Willie. Suddenly, on their way upward, the elevator stopped. On this device, Fisher gets a video message from his wife. Molly warned him of the elevator free falling to the ground in 60 seconds. But that is only enough time for one person to escape. Fisher was able to lift Willie up, but he has to get him off the top of the elevator. But just before then, the wires cut, and down goes Willie. Fisher couldn't save poor innocent Willie and he crashed down. Fisher get another call from Miles leading him to the next clue. He is told that he gets a 50-50 chance if he comes alone this time. He sees the next clue on a bus and goes into it. Unfortunately, he saw his wife in the bus but explosive has been planted on her body. At this stage Miles is very intelligent in the game, cause if his hand goes off the detonator for 10 seconds, the bombs on Molly will set off blast. The FBI quickly set up a sniper team to take out Miles on the bus, but Fisher is given clue to the next dubious round. But just then, the FBI gets a clear shot at Miles and took it. But Fisher quickly intervened to keep Molly alive and eventually the bus stopped. Angry Fisher came out and punched the FBI director in the face for not caring about Molly in the situation. But for the next clue, it involves phone numbers. Fisher called one of the number which remotely disarmed the brakes of a street train. He is to get there in time to stop the fast-moving train. Here comes an interesting part. Hank, Fisher's friend, found Miles' guy in the chair and began to track him down. He was leading them to an unknown location. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Fisher is still trying to stop the loose train. They quickly jump out and ran their car into the powerhouse to cut the power of the train, which yielded success. Because, the train eventually stopped after smashing through collaterals. Still on Hank. They tracked this guy to an unknown location. But he mimicry had to surrender. Just immediately, Miles remotely triggered the bomb in the room, exploding the building with Hank in it. That was a moment of silence for Hank. Fisher gets the sad news about his friend. On hearing this, flashes of his wife's memory began to come to stressed Fisher. Because at this point, he thought he would lose Molly. Yet again, Fisher gets a call from annoying Miles. He tells Fisher to pay his dead girlfriend a visit for the next clue. They hop in their car to get there quickly. But just on the way, he gets a call from Hank's department telling him that Miles has been deliberately making Fisher lose out from all the rounds even though he had every advantage. Fisher stops the car and they had to re-strategize with the FBI against Miles. Miles had plans of moving and stealing money from the FBI safe box. After trickily stealing the money, he takes the money and Fisher's wife as hostage to a hospital. They go up the elevator attempting to access the hospital's helicopter. Molly is forced to fly the helicopter. But Fisher arrived just in time. He ran quickly and jumped hanging on the helicopter. Miles and Fisher fights hand-gun battle on the helicopter, injuring themselves in different ways. Molly tilted the helicopter, giving Fisher an advantage of their fight. The helicopter is about to go down as the hydraulics have been busted before earlier. Molly and her husband attempt to make a jump into the swimming pool and it was successful. But Miles and the helicopter got exploded in the air. What a mission success! As the city recovers from the chaos, Fisher and Molly are left to rebuild their lives, stronger and more united than ever. 12 Rounds is a gripping action thriller that combines relentless physical challenges with psychological warfare. Remember, make sure you're subscribed and turn on your notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and keep the movie buzz going. Lights. Camera. Recap.